I know you got quite a few things in plans today, but you've made time to join us today to give the people what they want and talk about your title bout that's coming up on the 8th of August against Luke Michael. I'm going to start this off and then we'll rotate the questions between myself and Yao, and hopefully, you know what I mean, we'll get this interview done in good fashion. Before we go ahead, how's your camp been? How's the preparations been, the mindset, you know, all those type of things that you work on before going into a title bout of this caliber?
Man, this I can honestly say that this has been the best camp of my life. Everyone at CIT is in camp now. Driggers is in camp. A lot of my teammates are in camp. It's literally a war zone in there, and we are preparing for war, each one of us. And yeah, the confidence is on a next level high because of that. And yeah, we're just ecstatic, man. Everything is going good. Everything is going according to plan. And in 3 weeks' time from today, I will be the new middleweight champ. And yeah, we're excited for that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, cool, awesome. In fact, that's absolutely amazing, Yako. So you're undefeated in your amateur and your pro career. This is now you fighting for the middleweight title. This is you going for the top of the industry in Africa. How does it feel going up against 6-5 Luke Michael? He's been at the top for many years despite his injury. How does it feel going up against him and being recommended by a legend like JP Kruger? Because when Luke was injured, JP said, "Listen, let Yako and I fight for this title. This is our shot. Let's get it. You're finally getting it. How does it feel finally being at the top and against someone as renowned as Luke Michael?"
Man, honestly, it's surreal. When I started with MMA, this was obviously the goal. But when you start with something like this, the journey is so long, and along the journey, you get demotivated. Everything is taking so long, and you get injuries, and everything just feels so slow. But now that we are here, and I look back on the journey, it actually went by pretty fast, and I'm really ecstatic. I'm I'm really honored that JP recommended me. Me and JP are obviously very good friends, and yeah, I'm just honored and blessed to have this opportunity to compete for the middleweight title, and I will definitely capitalize on it to the best of my abilities. And obviously, a lot of respect for Luke coming into this. Like you said, he's been at the top for quite a while, even though he's been injured. But there's that doesn't mean anything, you know. I know he's been preparing. I know he has a killer mindset, but so do I. And I have a lot of dog in me. I don't give up easily. Well, let me rephrase that. I never give up. So he's going to be in for a war come 8th of August, and I hope he's ready because I am certainly ready.
um uh, Yako, you know, we've been following your career for quite some time. You've been on the show many times, and you know you're a good friend of the show. Uh, Watching your career, watching it flourish, and it, like you said, it seems like it was taking slow, but then you look at it, it's gone pretty fast. And some of the wars that you've been to, that you've been involved in, you know, the Diego Bandus going to UAE Warriors, and everything that you've done has gotten you up onto this moment right here, where you're now going to be fighting for the middleweight strap. I mean, what does it represent for you, your family, everybody that's helped you to get to this point? What does that mean for you, and some of the sacrifices that you know that you've had to make as well to get to this point? What does that mean for you, brother?
Honestly, man, like you said, I've been in a couple of wars, but those are only the wars that were displayed in competition. Those are not the wars behind closed doors in the gym that I face each and every day. I train with a lot of savages. And what this means to me and to my family is, you know, hard work pays off. And I am honestly living the dream. I've been dreaming of this since I was a boy. And it is finally time to pick the fruits. And I'm just blessed. I'm blessed to be in this position. I'm blessed to live my dream. And honestly, I am not letting this get out of my hands, slip out of my hands. I'm grabbing it with both hands and I'm going to the top, baby. I can guarantee you that.
Now, here's a question slightly different to what we were talking about now. Ola mentioned Diego Bandu. Very interestingly, Diego Bandu's 4-1. You are that one on his record. You beat him. Absolutely love Diego Bandu, and now you're training with him at Team CIE. What do you think of? And he's fighting at UAE Warriors coming up in a week. What do you think his chances are, having trained with him right now, having beaten him before in his upcoming, I think, his first international assignment? And you've obviously been to UAE Warriors. How are you seeing that fight going?
Man, what a legend of a guy. Before we fought, I really didn't think he's such a nice and humble human being. But wow, he's just something special. And since we've been training together, he he just elevated his game to another level. He knew he lacked something in his game. He came over to our gym and he stepped up. He's honestly there to learn and to improve his game, put the ego aside and just level up. And he's honestly been leveling up. And yeah, I can honestly tell you that the guy is facing UAE is obviously no easy task. But Diego is no easy task himself. He's going to demolish that guy and cement his legacy and get his first W on the international game. And yeah, it's only upwards here for Diego. Only see a bright future for that guy.
Yeah, I mean, like you said earlier on, some of the guys that you've got in your gym, these guys are absolute savages. You got killer mindset up in that gym. So many champions in the gym, and you know, preparing for a fight like this surely must motivate you. Rubbing shoulders with all those guys that are champions elect in that gym. It's like a culture at CIT boxing. Am I right? And how does that help motivate you to get the job done come August 8th?
Yeah, man. Honestly, like you said, there's a lot of top dogs, and we all rub shoulders. I mean, we have multiple champions in the EFC. We have Drickers, that is the UFC champ. Cameron Simon, that's also in the UFC. Mark Hume, that's making his statement in the international waters as well. And honestly, some days it's demotivating going up against killers like that because you don't know how good you are. But then you have to get that reality check. You are training with the best this country has to offer. You are training with the best in the world. So what does that say about yourself? And we are honestly on a whole different level. And I can't wait to prove that come 8th of August. I can't wait.
You mentioned some of the names that you're with. You haven't mentioned Demont Pena. You haven't mentioned Zico Makengele. You haven't. There's so many. You haven't mentioned JC Lampre, current light heavy. You are
Mm.
literally training with champions and champions and champions, which obviously leads you to being a champion. But if we want to then talk about this fight that you have coming up with Luke Michael, what is your route to victory? Because obviously you're training at the highest level, you fought at the highest level, but now this is a championship fight, which is different. We saw what happened in his last fight against JP Kruger, where a little bit of controversy. But what do you think your route to victory is in this fight?
So honestly, I didn't mention those guys because they didn't come to the top of my head right away. But like you said, champions everywhere. Everywhere you look, there's champions, there's killers, and
Mm.
I am part of that team, and I am so proud to be a part of that team. With that being said, um, I know Luke Michael is underestimating me a lot. They don't think that I've really achieved anything in MMA, but come 8th of August, I will show them that I am no light work and I will be the new champion. Path to victory. I cannot tell you how I will finish him. I just know that I will finish him. Not letting this go to a decision. I will cement my legacy with a proper finish. And you mentioned a little bit of controversy in the last fight. Honestly, the guy who won deserved to win. JP deserved to win. He choked Luke Michael. Luke Michael gave up and tapped. If Luke Michael wanted to finish that fight and won that fight, he had to knock him out in the first round, which he didn't. He prayed that the referee will stop the fight, but finish the guy if you want the fight to be stopped. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm ready, bro. Finish. You can count on that. I just don't know how, but it will come. Mark my words.
I mean, your stare down at EFC 115 was epic. That was probably, aside from some of the fantastic fight that really took place, your stare down with Luke Michael in that cage was, at least for fight fans, anyways. All your fans around the world would, I love to see that. But how do you guys control your emotions and everything, being around each other so in such close proximity, and not wanting to throw down in that moment? How do you guys, get around that? Because I know I know there's one thing that you guys love to do. Yeah, throw down, but also you give it the verbals. But yeah, please tell us about that.
Yeah, man. So it was quite an intense stay down. It was the first stay down that I did like that on camera, mic in our faces, put on the spot. So I didn't really know what to expect. I had this whole speech planned out in my head, and it didn't go like that,
It wasn't
like
like
I
a
planned.
WWE.
Yeah, not at all. So, so as I stared him down, um, the only thing that came to mind is stay calm. We will fight in the future. If he throws hands with me now, we'll finish him now. If we can wait, we wait and we finish him on 8th of August. It doesn't matter. Just stay calm. And yeah, that is what I did. And I believe that if you can stay calm in situations like those, you are in control of your body. And I'm in control of my body, and I'm excited to show that come 8th of August.
So, like you said, that was an epic stare down. At the end of that stare down, this was what you were signaling, because at that moment, it is all talk. What was being said? What words were you guys exchanging in that moment during that stare down?
So obviously on the mic, I said his time is done. It's a new era, and he said it's his time. I know what he's gonna do. He's gonna take me down and pound me, but he's still gonna do it. And I just said we'll see. He said there's different levels to this, and yeah, the mic went away. Oh well, before the mic went away, I told him I hope that he's preparing to the best of his abilities, because I'm going to beat the best version of him. I don't want any excuses. And yeah, when the mic went away, went a little bit haywire. It was like, let's fight now. And we said, okay, let's go. And then, yeah, they separated us. He made a scene. That's why I just threw my hand up and said, you will talk. And yeah, that's how it went down. So yeah, I can't wait for the press conference, honestly, to see what he says. But
Man.
yeah,
Yeah, that's definitely one thing that I'm definitely looking forward to. The press conference, the whole build up to the fight, and some of the actions that we've seen with a lot of fighters. Sometimes these press conferences, they get out of hand. We saw uh, with Triple H, Jacasa, and Van Dam, how that went when the
Mhm.
heavyweight title fight was going down between those two guys. So these are some of the build-ups that we love watching. But the one thing that I wanted to ask you, going into this, we've talked about some of the guys that you've got in your gym, but your Coach Munweiser, is one of a kind out there in South Africa. One of the biggest names in the coaching world. He's got a lot of fighters preparing for all different type of scenarios and title bouts, and people defending titles in Dricos. Mark over there in the Ultimate Fighter, Diego Bandwe again going in international waters. How is this focus? Been tailored to you? Do you feel like you're getting enough focus from the coach towards this fight, going to compete for your first title on the 8th of August?
yeah, man. So, like you said, what a legend. I don't think there's any coach in this world that can compare to him. The level that he cares for us, it's honestly like he's my dad. He's everybody's dad in the gym. He cares about us, really, really cares about us. Looks after us, organizing sponsors for us to take care of us. always making sure we have meat and stuff to eat. And he's not only a coach for us, but he looks after us and looks after our families. And as to did I get enough attention from him in this camp, um, you'll see on the 8th of August. That's all I can say. But yeah, man, he always gives his undivided attention to each and every fighter. Um, Obviously, the fight that comes up first gets the most attention, but he
Yeah.
divides his attention to everyone, each and everyone. He focuses on everyone, makes a game plan for everyone, and he really honestly tries to be at every fight. But obviously, we have people that are in the UFC now, people that are going international. So
Yeah.
sometimes some of the fight dates clash, but
Yeah.
we have a very awesome coaching staff that are obviously there each and every day when we train. So if he can't make it, someone else will make it, and he will call us beforehand, give us tips, tell us what to do. So he's invested in each and every one of us. It's not like he's only invested in one fighter. He's invested in the whole gym. He wants the whole gym to elevate. So what a coach, man. What a guy. Honestly, one of the most sincere guys that I have come across in this world. So very, very much respect to him. I respect him with everything I have. Very good coach. Very good mentor. Yeah. Can't say enough good things about him. He's a really, really good person.
Yeah, man.
So obviously, like you said, you've been training out of CIT. You're about to fight for the middleweight championship. What's the most interesting thing that's happened to you in this camp, though? Because you said you've had a very good camp, but what's the most interesting thing that has happened between you and your, as we've mentioned, star-studded El Galactico-esque type gym that you have at Team CIT?
Getting battered.
Uh, yeah. Uh, Sorry. Yesterday was my toughest session for the whole camp, and honestly, we got a lot of new guys. Well, not a lot of new guys. We specifically got a very good wrestler in our camp for this camp, and he wants to join our team and make the switch to MMA, which really, honestly, I feel um, elevated my camp a lot. Um, and like I said, yesterday was my toughest session, and I survived that session. Like all I said, I'm getting beaten and battered throughout the whole camp. I know I can tread in deep waters. I know I can swim in deep waters. Um, I don't care what Luke throws at me on the 8th of August. I know I can take it and I can dish it back out. I don't know if he can swim in deep waters. We'll see. But interestingly enough, each and every day is just better than the previous day, harder than the previous day. It's there's nothing that stands out to me in this camp that says this was the day that was the best day or anything like that. Each and every day we rise, we elevate, we grind. It's yeah, I don't know how to explain it better. It's just a constant battle each and every day. Sore bodies, tired, but we push through, and here we are. Like I said, yesterday was one of my toughest sessions. Not because anything changed, it's just because of something that our coach implements before we go to fight, which is called double distance. And
Right.
usually he screws us over on the clock. So um, yeah, I was in the middle for an hour and 6 minutes yesterday. Fresh guy every minute, every 2 minutes, and I survived. And I was fresh right up until the end. Not fresh, but dishing out, still explosive right up until the end. Not like my previous double distances where I only tried to survive. I actually elevated myself in this one and opened new doors mentally for myself. And that's a win, man. I'm riding on a wave of confidence after yesterday's session. My body is messed up after yesterday, but we have 3 weeks to recover. It's only finishing touches now. So slowly but surely we're getting there, and I'm excited, man. I'm excited because I know I'm going to be the new champ, and I'm excited to have that belt around my waist.
100%, 100%. I mean, just looking at where the journey of your career and getting to the point where you're at right now, you're about to compete for the EFC middleweight title. Can I ask you, and this is for the fans, like what does capturing this title do for you? How does it elevate you, and does it give you like that springboard and big recognition that you need to be able to compete at the bigger promotions like your teammates in Cameron and Dricos? You know, what does capturing, you know, that title really do for your career?
Like I said previously, there's a lot of people that don't really know about me. They think that
Mm,
I am still new in this game. I haven't achieved a lot, but they're not at the gym every day. They don't see how we train every day and how good I actually am. And I'm sure they will see that on the 8th of August. And when I capture that title, uh, I think a lot of new doors open, not in
mm,
terms of only new competition, because yes, that's obviously a lot of doors that will be opening. There's a lot of new avenues that we can explore
yeah,
when I have that title. It's a
yeah,
big bargaining chip, but
mm,
also in the sense of more people locally will start to know who I am and start to recognize me. There's
mm,
a lot of opportunities for new sponsorships to come aboard,
mm,
and I'm just excited for where this is going to take me and my next step in my career. This is honestly a new beginning for me. This is what I've been working towards. And when I tick this off, new goals will be set and new goals will be achieved. And I'm just excited to achieve all of them and tick them off. I'm blessed to be in this position. And I'm honestly giving it all I have, man. I'm not holding back.
So you did mention all of the benefits that come with getting the title and all the things you can look forward to as the new champion. What would your dream defense be? Who would you like to face as your first title defense? Because honestly, if you do beat Luke Michael, then unfortunately he's not likely to get a rematch, no matter how close the fight is. It's going to be three in a row. That doesn't
yeah,
normally happen.
yeah.
So, what would your dream title defense be?
Honestly, I've been thinking about that and I've been thinking what I would say when they asked me that question. And honestly, to me, it doesn't matter who stands in front of me. I'm ready to bang. So it doesn't matter who they give me. I don't know who is worthy of it. EFC can make a poll. The fans can decide. For all that I care, I don't know. I don't mind defending it to against whomever. Um, so yeah, man. I whoever wants to step up can step up, and we can throw down, and I can defend the throne. So yeah, whoever you think, whoever the fans think, it doesn't matter. It's all the same to me. It's another fight to get to the top.
I mean, you're such a level-headed. I mean, sometimes when I hear you speak, and we've spoken many times, and when I hear you speak, the way you deliver uh, the conversation and your thought process, it almost translates into your fight. When people that haven't seen you fight before, I implore you to go and check out some of Jaco's fights, and you probably understand what I'm trying to say here. Um, I just wanted to ask you, when you look at some of your teammates that are out there, and I want to talk about Mark, Mark Hilm over here. How impressive as and how proud has it made you? You know, going to represent your gym, going to represent your your teammates, your coaches, and the whole of CIT on a big stage like the Ultimate Fighter. And is this something that you yourself, should the opportunity arise, grab with both hands if that sort of door open to you, like even the Contender Series?
Yeah, man. So Mark makes us very proud. The fighter you see in the cage
Mm.
isn't a fraction of what he is in the gym. And I think if he can tap into that energy that he brings to the gym and bring it to him with him to the cage, I think you will see a whole different level of Mark. Even though he's already on another level,
Mm.
I don't think there's a lot of people that can hang with him. Honestly, um, and honestly, he's the next guy in our gym to go to the UFC, I believe. And yeah, it just makes me proud. It makes me proud to be able to train with someone like him. Um, he's honestly he's honestly one of the best I have ever trained with, and I don't know who his next fight is going to be, but I feel sorry for that guy, man. I really feel sorry for that guy. He has a lot of frustration that he's going to take out on that guy, and I'm sure he will show that in his fight. So yeah, probably one of the best guys I've ever trained with and had the privilege to train with. And I'm excited for what happens in his career next. As to if one of those opportunities arise for me, definitely, like I said, I'm all about opportunities, grabbing everything with both hands and capitalizing on it. So whatever opportunity knocks on my door, I will capitalize on it. I will take it, and I will make it mine. So yeah, whatever comes from here on out, I'm ready.
That's amazing. I think, when we speak to fighters like you who are looking to essentially take their career to the next level and go all the way and work with people like Mark, like you said, who are at the next level to help them get there. We've got fighters like Ntando Zondu Hughes also working through Team CIT, who, like I said, is looking to get there to the next level, to the top, to become the best in the industry, in their sport, at their weight class. For you, do we ever see you changing weight classes? Are you happy with your current weight class, or are you dynamic? Would you ever go up or down a weight class?
At this stage, I'm pretty happy where I am. I'm pretty light on my feet for a middleweight. I make the weight quite easily. Um, I'd probably stay here for a while, but it all depends what opportunity comes knocking. Whatever my body is able to accomplish, I will do it. But at the end of the day, it also doesn't help for me to go down a weight class and put myself through hell and not rehydrate properly and then not be at 100% in the cage. I'd rather go up a weight class and still be at 100% power. But either way, if the opportunity is big enough for me to go to welter, maybe I'd consider it. I don't know. I'll speak with my coaches and see if it's possible and what's possible. And but I honestly don't think I'll be able to make welter. My legs are too big. I don't know how I'll cut down, but anything is possible. You never know.
Yeah, man. As we start to round up, because I'm very very conscious of the time, and thank you so much for the time that that you've given to us today. On the show and talking about your title aspirations and that you're about to get involved with. But just to come away from that a second, I wanted to talk about your teammate in Jaco Duplessis. He's got a fight coming up with Israel Adesanya, and a lot being made of the way the controversy that's been going on between both of them is involved some other fighters as well that's also gotten involved and chimed in. People like Themba Gorimbo, Sadiq Yusuf, Angela Hill, many other fighters. They've also chimed in. But what's your take on the whole build up, and where is Dricos's mind at this present moment in terms of uh, the rigmarole that comes in a massive fight, of this magnitude? Where is his mindset, and how's his preparation been going? If you've been helping him prepare for that fight there as well.
So his preparation has been going very good. He started this camp off at a very high level in terms of where he's at fitness wise. In terms of mental wise, I can honestly tell you that he's ready to rip Easy's head off. Um, he, he even has dreams of ripping Easy's head off. So he's envisioning it in his dreams, not only when he's awake, but even when he's sleeping. He's envisioning that win, and I'm so excited for him just to prove all of this. These guys that doubt him and all of these guys with their big mouths and keyboard warriors, to prove them wrong, because we all know what's going to happen. We all know he's going to rip Easy's head off, and Easy will probably be done after this, man. I honestly think he's gonna call it a day after Trick has put a beating on him, and he rightfully deserves to do it. You know, he's done a lot for the sport. He's been active a lot, but just like uh, just like it's time for a new champion to reign in the EFC, which will be me. It's time for a new champion to reign in the UFC, which will be Drickus, and he will put Easy in the rearview mirror, and he will shut down anyone who tries to take that title from him, and see what happens next. But honestly, I can tell you, Easy is in for a bad, bad night.
Just to throw in a little controversy, Ola, how does that make you feel?
Dagger in the heart. But yeah, I'm absolutely looking forward to that fight. You know, I love both guys. Easy is my countryman, Dricos, friend of the show as well. And you know, we have a good relationship with you guys. And you know, I'm absolutely prepared to see a fantastic fight. The build-up has been crazy. A lot of people have been talking about the build-up, but what really matters is what happens when that door shuts between both
For sure.
between both guys. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. And for me, the positive is that the belt stays on the continent, whichever way it goes. So
True,
that's how I'm.
true.
That's the only win for me here. So you know, I'm looking forward to that aspect of it. Please,
With
yeah.
that one, Jaco, do you think there will be a UFC Africa coming, especially off the back of this fight? Because whether it's a convincing win or a close win for either fighter, it could possibly be a rematch, which would mean we can still look at Africa as a potential venue. Do you think that would ever happen?
Honestly, I hope so, man. I really hope so. There was talks of it that it will be Easy versus Trickers that will be the main event of UFC Africa, and now it's in Perth, which kind of sucks. But I really hope that that will be a possibility in the future, because it will give a lot of African fighters big opportunities, you know. And I just think that that's the right move. We have a lot of hidden talent here in Africa, and it will be awesome to be able to display it to the world. But with that being said, also Africa, it's not everybody in Africa doesn't have a lot of money. And if you see what UFC tickets and all of that stuff costs, I don't know if it's going to make sense for them financially, but I'm sure they'll be able to figure it out. I really hope they do, because that would be life changing for a lot of people here in Africa.
100%.
I, I think that one, it's one of those cases that if EFC locally in Africa can't manage to get out of their PI, why should the UFC manage to then go and find themselves in Africa and make that work? So I guess you're right. There's quite a few things, I guess, financial things that need sorting with MMA in Africa before it could be possible.
Yes, yes, infrastructure and all of that stuff. But I'm sure they have plans. If that is the plan, I'm sure they will have a proper plan to set it up and make it happen. I honestly believe they do.
I hope so. Mm.
Yeah.
100%. As we wind down to the end of the show with 35 minutes in, thank you so much. Just one message from you to your fans. What can they expect August 8th from Jaco Duplessis?
So I'm not a guy of many words. I don't like to stalk a big game. I like to show it. And I can honestly promise you that tune in 8th of August. I'm going to put it all on the line. I'm going to drag Luke through deep waters. and I'm sure he's going to try and drag me through deep waters. But I promise you, and I guarantee this to you, and you can mark my words on this, I will be the last man standing. I will finish Luke, and I will be the new middleweight champion. I've been working way too hard for this, and hard work always pays off. And I've been putting in a lot of hard work, and I'll show that 8th of August.
Amazing. Yeah,
Okay,
I'm really
people.
looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Me too,
I
man.
mean,
Me too.
we're all looking forward to it. People, mark your diaries. 8th of August, Jaco Duplessis versus Luke Young Gun Michael. They're going to be throwing down for the 185 title in the EFC. Make sure you tick that in your calendar. Make sure that that's synced in, and don't miss it, people. It's going to be an epic battle. It's about to be a bam burner. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm sure most of the MMA fans, everybody that follows you as well, is looking forward to it. And people, make sure that you're following Jaco Duplessis on all his socials. It's going to be in the description below, so make sure you go over there, click on it, and make sure you're following him, following his page, you're following all his work and everything that he's posting. And make sure you're also following the Head Kick podcast. Kick him in the head!
Kick him in the head!
That's right.
And who knows, we might see a head kick finish in that fight. So make sure you're also logging on the Kick him in the Head Kick podcast over there. And people, it's been an awesome pleasure talking to both of you, talking to you, especially Jaco. Thank you so much for your time, brother. And we are absolutely rooting for you and watching. Going to be keeping an eye on your fight, brother.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it, and I look forward to having a celebratory victory interview with you guys as well when I have my title. So I'll see you soon.
Fantastic.
Awesome, man.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much, Jaco, and I'll see you on the 8th of August.
Awesome. Thank you. Cheers.
All right. And we've come to the end of the show, people. Hasta la vista. We're out. Big love.
The Fight Week Show.
Hey guys, this is John Anik from the UFC.